Hundreds of people have marched through Hull in protest at the decision to cut 900 jobs at BAE Systems in East Yorkshire. The giant defence firm says it's axing the jobs at its factory in Brough to stay competitive. The government's promised to set up a new enterprise zone to persuade BAE to keep some sort of manufacturing there. But as our social affairs editor Jackie Long reports from Brough, that's not helping the workers facing redundancy.
The economic storm has been sweeping up the Humber. Nowhere in the country is the prospect of work bleaker. Unemployment beginning to touch places for so long, shored up against the torrent. No longer the vibrant heart of the town of Brough. The BAE factory here is to lose 899 workers, some as soon as Boxing Day.
Yeah, we've sort of done a lot of the work.
Jackie Green and her partner are among the casualties. She's been at BAE for 24 years, a semi-skilled worker in the pipe department. She was still putting the finishing touches to her dream home when she heard the news. Now, she's putting it on the market.
We're going to have to downsize the house and try and find another job as soon as we can. I don't know. Benefits, I've never had to live off benefits, so I don't really know where to begin. You know, I've never had to do it.
And the prospect of being on benefits, of actually being out of work?
Oh no, I don't want to be out of work. You know, I will apply for as many jobs as I possibly can because I've always worked. I've always got up and had to go to work. I've never not had a job to go to, so I can't imagine what I'm going to do.
Aircraft have been manufactured here for 95 years.
The rolling out of a new aircraft is an occasion like the launch of a ship.
And for almost 40 years, it's been the home of the Hawk fighter jet. It was to become one of Britain's most successful and controversial military exports, an icon of British manufacturing. The workers here were an elite, their skills prized, the rewards clear. These houses have been home to aerospace workers for 2 generations. The story goes that if you worked at BAE at Brough, you got the privilege of a bay window. Other workers had to do without. But there have been other privileges too. The jobs at BAE have been good jobs, well-paid, highly skilled, exactly the sort of jobs this economy needs. This town has grown up around BAE and it's prospered as a result. The question now is what happens as those jobs are set to disappear. Over a pint in the local pub, these men tell me they'll fight the cuts, however futile. They've worked virtually their whole lives at Brough. Now, despite assurances there's a shortage of skilled workers across the country, none of them think finding a job will be easy. When you think about the prospect of being out of work, what do you feel about that?
Frightened, really. Very scared. Whether I can fall into another job. Hopefully I can. If not, I don't know what's out there to help me.
We've got a highly skilled workforce at Brough in the aerospace industry. Unfortunately, it's the only company around here like that. So if we wanted to get other jobs, we'd have to go to other parts of the country, maybe even abroad, to try and find work.
If fighter jets are the past, then the government hopes these could be the future of Humberside. The German engineering giant Siemens is looking to build a major renewable energy plant here, providing exactly the kind of skilled jobs which will be lost at BAE. But business leaders say progress has slowed on the crucial deal after the local regional development agency was abolished by the government.
What they were doing was working hard on renewable energy, doing the site development, background work, research, working with suppliers and inward investment functions, which have actually been disrupted because of that changing structure. And that is one, but not the only factor as to why maybe Siemens, which we hope to get in Hull to lead that renewables revolution, are still delayed and stalled from coming here.
The government denies that and insists it's working hard to bring Siemens to Hull. We were told the Prime Minister himself has been meeting the company to keep things moving. In the meantime, BAE workers and their families have been promised the area will become an enterprise zone, alongside 20 others across the country, all vying for new business. But Maggie Turpin, whose husband and several relatives have worked at Brough, said there was one thing they wanted from the Prime Minister: jobs. And now.
Whether they make wind turbines, washing machines, I think that's what he needs to do. He needs to put the skill back, the work back for the skilled men and women to do. Some families may not ever recover from this financial blur, and that may sound dramatic, but it's the truth, you know. It's going to hit everybody really